Recording. So good evening, everybody. It is Monday, September 29th. I'm delighted to be with you. My name is Stephanie McNamara. I think I pretty much know everybody who's here on the call tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on live, and thank you to everybody who's going to be listening to the recording. It's busy at the end of the month, so thank you for being here. One thing I wanted to bring up was I wanted to share the screen, but we're not going to go to now because I was faffing around because I couldn't get on in the proper room. But I am going to post in Rising Tide and in Shine Bright a video from 2017, and the end of it, it's from GTC, and the end is a little snippet from John O'Leary, whose book On Fire has been turned into a movie called Soul on Fire. I see Anne nodding her head, right? This is going to be released in 2 weekends. We've already seen it. It's fantastic. But it's John O'Leary's story that he ended up sharing with us at GTC in 2017. And this video that I'm going to post is the his closing remarks, and then it bleeds into the theme song for that year, which was Pure Joy. And the reason why I want to share that with you, and you'll see the montage, and it's all, if it's the final film from the GTC weekend. And what's so great about it and why I want you to look at it is because building a team is brings you so much joy in Arbonne. It really does. And whether you've experienced that before with one person, or maybe you haven't experienced it, or maybe you've experienced a bigger team, wherever you are on that journey of enrolling, because that's what we're talking about tonight, I just wanted to put that in your mind because experiencing the joy of Arbonne with other people and to realize the ripple effect of your yes at an event like GTC is one of the great pleasures, I think, and just maybe it's going to give you some inspiration because I don't know if anybody else feels like they've enrolled too many people. Is there anybody in this call who feels they've enrolled too many partners so far in their journey? No, right? Nobody. So this call will hopefully inspire you, A, to pick up this book. Has anybody bought this book yet, The Multiply Method? It's the book that Claire's been training us on the last several weeks. It's by Sarah Robbins, who is a very big successful leader in network marketing, and it is a very, very simple read. And you're going to end up highlighting a lot of it. It's really simple. So tonight's chapter, Claire asked me to chat with you about chapter 5, which is called Events, Launching New Distributors Strong. Who would like to launch new distributors strong? Yes. Yes. Okay. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So let me pull up my notes. I would love for this to be interactive, everybody. So, but except for Amanda. Amanda, you can speak, but I do not want to see you typing on any kind of device while you're driving. One of the biggest reasons that we sometimes fail to enroll or hesitate to enroll, I shouldn't say fail, but hesitate to enroll new people, is that we're not confident in how to launch them. Does anybody feel that way, that they're not quite confident? Yes, Allison, yeah. Sometimes we just overcomplicate it in our minds, and launching a new distributor, the beautiful thing about it now, to really remember as this new page in your Arbonne business, which starts today, is that it is actually so simple. And I want you to know that in this book, she talks about her success, her early success was depended on one concept, and that concept was events. Not perfection, not expertise, just a simple system that everybody on your team can duplicate. And if you've been in Arbonne for a while, or if you're brand new, you've probably heard that we used to have something that everybody felt very confident duplicating, and then we kind of got lost in the muck. Well, don't worry about muck anymore. The muck doesn't exist. We have extreme clarity about what we do. So I'm just going to ask you to keep your chat open, keep your heart open as always, and I'll be asking questions so we can make this as interactive as possible. Sarah shares that in her first month, She was working with her mom. They added 300 people to their team. Wouldn't it be amazing to see three? Yes, Mel. Mouth agape. Wouldn't it be amazing to enroll 300 people in your first month of business? And I really want you to think of, doesn't matter what month you're in. You could be in month 200, you could be in month 50, you could be in actual month one. Every day in Arbonne is a new opportunity for you. So how extraordinary would that be to be able to enroll 300 new people? And maybe your first instinct is, I can't do 300 people because I don't know what to do with them. Well, after tonight, hopefully, you will know exactly what to do. The ability for them to enroll 300 people and launch 300 people and get everybody, into momentum, that was built through events. And what they did was they had an event every week in a coffee shop. In a coffee shop. And that's what the Brits did too, actually, in the beginning of Arbonne. That's what they did. And they would have an event and they would say at the end of their presentation, we're doing this again next week. Come back and invite your friends. And that simple sentence built a multi-million-dollar team. So events are the heartbeat of this business. And why is that? It's because they build community, they build belief, they build energy, they let people feel Arbonne. And a big shout out to Roma, who's on the call tonight from Ontario, because my first GTC, I met Roma. And Roma, she was in our nation, but I didn't know her. And I just like, we immediately bonded, and immediately you felt like this is a massive event, but you immediately felt a rapport. We always say our Arbonne sister. And, when you meet an Arbonne sister somewhere, you see somebody drinking a fizz somewhere, someplace random. Some of you saw my story this year where we were driving a car and I knew it was an Arbonne VP. It was a white Mercedes going, we actually followed this person. I think she thought I was a stalker. She never stopped and pulled over, and we were on a small road. And I was kind of like honking anyways. That's for another story. She thought I was a crazy person. Debatable. But you know what I mean, right? We connect with each other. And that's our secret sauce, I think, is being able to do that. So in your own words, please, friends, type in the chat, why do you think Arbonne events matter in Arbonne? And I'm not talking necessarily about the big GTC, but like when you're in an in-person event where people are, it could be GTC, or it could be an event that you're throwing, like, a product experience. It could be a DA, it could be a 30-day a happy healthy hour. Could be virtual. Thank you, Shauna, for laughing. It's the comedy hour. Let's see in the chat. What do you think? Let's take a look at that chat to see what people are. Yeah, the energy, for sure. The energy. Yes, it is recorded. I think I have recorded it. Yes. The energy. Yes. Connection and experience of products. Yes, Sue. Absolutely. Polly, there is nothing that replaces face to face, belly to belly, or as Maggie likes to say, heart to heart. People can feel your authenticity and warmth. So true. How can I connect to help that person? Excellent, Anne. Yes, there's more of a sense maybe of responsibility of how can I really serve this person. When you're with somebody, you really feel that, and that's kind of the power of the event. So events build belief, connection builds belief. It builds belief in the company, in the products, and in you. And when you offer events in your business, in your organization, in your success line, you make your business and systems so simple that all of your consultants, all they have to do, and particularly the new ones, is to learn to excite and to invite. Learn to excite and to invite. And inviting is something that we do every single day. So in the chat, what's something you've invited someone to lately? A movie, maybe, a yoga class, a coffee, a hike, a retreat, something that you've invited somebody to. What have you invited somebody to lately? A movie. Yes, Maggie. What did you see? Networking event. Yes, Jackie. Thank you. The road show. Polly. Excellent. Downton Abbey. We love Downton Abbey. Lots to say about that, Maggie. We'll talk about that over our pumpkin pancakes. So anything else that you've invited to somebody, maybe a book, maybe listen to a podcast, right? We do that. We do that all the time. And that's really what we do in person. Or sorry, what we do with our business. If you've done it in your personal life, you can do it in your business life. And we're going to talk about the inviting because Sarah says there are 3 steps to an event. Step number 1 is the pre-event, which is the inviting. Step 2 is the event itself, and step 3 is the post-event. So this chapter is about new consultants. But think about yourself as a new consultant, okay? This is the exercises for you. So when you are new, what she does with her new consultants, they set a goal. Number 2, they create their list using a memory jogger. And number 3, they invite people from that list to their launch. And it's interesting. She doesn't talk about more than one launch. She's just mentioning one launch. That's what happens in the first 2 weeks of somebody signing up. The sole focus of that new IC is to invite. It's not to create a flyer. Your upline's going to do that. It's not about perfection. It's not about knowing the presentation. It's about inviting. So who here, by a show of hands, launched their business with an event? Actual in-person event, yeah, or virtual event. Excellent. Please type in the chat, what did you learn from hosting an event or having the event, your upline did the event? What did you learn? And did it give you some kind of belief? I'd love to hear what actually launching did for you, what it meant for you. And if you didn't launch yourself, most people don't show up. Yep, excellent. My friends were cheap. Yes. How to invite, how to present. That's what you learned, Polly. Yes. How people responded to the products there in person. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you didn't actually have an event that you invited people to launch your business, do you have any regrets about that? Do you wish you had? Ultimately, what events give new consultants their first win and an instant belief. Because even if you realize your friends are cheap, or even if you realize nobody shows up, you realize, oh, I really need to invite way more people. And oh, this is not about my friends buying from me, because that's not what it is about. Ideally, it happens fantastic, but it's not about what they do. It's about what you do in that process. But hopefully, there's going to be something there that they're going to want to jump into because the products are so great. Okay, Anne says, I had no one say they could attend. Gut learning moment. Yes, no regrets. Yeah. I didn't understand what a launch was until I was at my own. Yes, totally, Sue. Oh my gosh, yes. And no matter what, you have follow-up. Yes, Polly, we're going to talk about that. You get to tell everyone you have a new business. Exactly. Yeah, because they're not going to hear it from somebody else. They're going to hear it from you. So at the event itself, the presenting, there's 5 things she recommends. The setup essentials. Number 1 is the ordering station. You want to have pens, you want to have order forms, you want to have catalogs. Incidentally, we are going to have a add into our catalog very soon. I think that's coming in October. But you want to have that set up, and you can also have the electronic version of that. But the order forms, having pens, that's important. Number 2, have a product experience station, which also involves before and afters. Number 3, refreshments. In our case, fizz and shakes. And you can have some snacks, but it's not about providing a meal here. It's fizz and shakes, maybe some protein bites. And then number 4, she recommends a raffle, which I love. I can't believe we never really did this, or I certainly didn't. Enter to win when you order tonight, or if you've brought a guest, or you agree tonight to host an event. Then they get their name entered into a raffle. And then number 5, check your check, or check your tech check. If you have a video you want to play, if you've got slides, the before and after slides or testimonials, that's make sure you're all set up in that way. And really understand, friends, even if this is at a coffee shop, if it's not in your home, keep it simple because it will not duplicate if it's too complicated. We know this. So an example for them with their launches, they do sample timeline on the flyer. It says 6:30 p.m. networking, 7 to 8 p.m. launch event. It's only an hour. So it's even less than Claire, the headlights in 2 hours. It's 1 hour, this thing, the presentation part. Repeat number 4, yes. Have a funny story to tell at the end, Steph? Fantastic. Excellent, excellent. No purchases, no one join me, Kim. Yes, okay, yes. Oh, thank you, Maggie. That's number 4. A raffle. Enter to win when you order, or you've brought a guest, or you agree to host an event. So when you're doing your inviting, you can say, please bring a guest. Feel free to bring a guest. Okay, so the event flow. Number 1, welcome and why. The new IC speaks and they share their why they joined and what excites them most. Don't forget that point. What excites them most. And this is, when I'm saying them, I'm really saying it to us. Like we are relaunching ourselves in this scenario as well. So an example, that she writes, I share my why. So the new IC has shared a little short thing. And here's a lovely example of this, actually. I wanted to read it to you because it really doesn't have to be a big emotional reveal. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad to have partnered with Arbonne. I was teaching kindergarten, looking for a way to supplement my income when my friend introduced me to this opportunity. I loved that I could share these products, help more people, and supplement my income in part-time hours. I'm so excited to share the products and more about the business with you today. Boom. Doesn't have to be a big, long story. I have always been accused of talking too much. So that is fantastic. That is a perfect example. And then the upline would say, this is what Sarah says, I share my why, and this is after the new consultant has introduced themselves, or not introduced themselves, but thanked everybody and shared their why. The sponsor says, I share my why and what the business is doing for me and allowing me to do for others. And I think that's a beautiful sentence, what it is allowing me to do for others. Then I share a little more about our opportunity. If anyone at the event is looking to work from home and make some more money, I invite them to connect with us afterward on an exciting opportunity. Finally, I transition into the product. What makes our opportunity so amazing are our products. Let me tell you about them. That's it. So, friends, type in the chat, what is your why? What is Arbonne doing for you or allowing you to do for others? And write it in the chat. And why this is important, because sometimes we need to be reminded of the power of what it is we're doing. But we love you. Thank you, Polly. Yes. What is it doing for you? And what is it allowing you to do for others? And it can be anything from it's allowing me to connect with my network. It's allowing me to ask questions, help people specifically with their skin, specifically with their energy, specifically they were looking for more time. They were fed up of trading their time for money. I want people to have choices with their health and finances. Yes, Sue, fantastic answer. Helping them stay healthy. She attributes GSE for not having any sick days. That is amazing, Maggie. That is an amazing testimonial. That's fantastic. Helping people with their health. Yes, Dinah. Yes. Polly allows me to follow my dream of bodybuilding, which takes so much time and money. That spray tan alone, that budget is probably $10,000 a year. I would never be able to do it otherwise and can go whenever, wherever. Yes. To be able to work as you travel when you want, work from Gay Paris, work from London, work from wherever, right? Allows me to connect with new people and showing them how to dream, reminding them how to dream. Yes, love that. Love that, Roma. And allowing me to share what I love for personal care products. It's allowing me to build a legacy for my niece. Amazing, 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 amazing. So all of those things, you guys, think about that. Think about that as you, and maybe capture, like take pictures of the chat, because I think that can sometimes it shakes us up sometimes and reminds us of the things that we can be sharing about and the specificity of things. Remember, stories sell. So like when Maggie, if you were to share, my friend Karen, this is what she told me about using the Green Synergy Elixir every day. She hasn't had a sick day since. That's meaningful to people. Stories are very, very powerful. So um, the second part, so the first part is the why and the welcome. The second component to the event, while it's happening, is the opportunity. Share briefly what the partnership offers and why now is such a good time. And that's really 3 sentences. Number 3, if a friend asked, and don't worry, we're gonna come back to that. We're in the chat section in just a few minutes. Number 3 is the product. And I want you to think, when you're talking about the product, if a friend asked about Arbonne, what would you say? And by friend, I mean, take away the idea that you are presenting to somebody and you have to come up with something slick. If your best friend says, tell me about Arbonne, the products, what would you say? Sell them on the problem our products solve and what makes them unique. So Maggie's example, not missing work. If I miss work, I don't get paid. That's a big problem. She's solving that problem for her client. What makes our products unique? There are a lot of vegan products out there in the marketplace, but nobody has our standard of pure, safe, and beneficial. The way we test, the extent at which we test ingredients and the final product. Share stories here, before and afters. They really help. Show the transformation for people. So in the chat right now, just type one thing, would you, of what differentiates Arbonne's products in your mind. What makes our products different? I love that, Kim. Effective and clean, Sue, yes. Change my skin and health, but what is even more impressive is that they never had a reason to switch because it's still the best 20 years later. Yes, not hype, transparency. Yes, purity. Yes, Dinah. Clean and effective. Yes, our products are second to none for what is on the market. Yes, gluten-free. Yes, Jackie. Standards of ingredients all work. Yes, our products are amazing. Really great. Everyone, thank you for that. That's really, really, it's powerful. It's powerful to read all those things. So now it's the fourth part in the presentation is the call to action and the close. Then you can say, and now we come to one of the most important parts of every event. This is where clarity and confidence matters most. You want to make it so simple for guests to understand. There are 2 beautiful ways to join us. Here's exactly how I like to say it. There are 2 ways to join: as a preferred client or as an independent consultant. Either way will help you get started, support you every step of the way, and make sure you're set up for success. So let's practice this part together in the chat again. So you're building that belief for yourself. So when you say that, here are some of the benefits of becoming a preferred client. All right, friends. So now, if you would chat or write in the chat, what are some of the events? No roadkill. Yes, Shanna. What are there? Yes, Mel, absolutely. There are 3 ways. That's that's very important. But we're just talking of being a preferred client or consultant, because that's the purchasing aspect here. To host the connector is very important, but that's not coming just now. So what are the benefits, if you would write in the chat, please, to becoming a preferred client? What are they? Lots of perks, great discount. Yes. Free gifts, free shipping. Yes. Free membership, free shipping of the most amazing clean products and free gifts. Yes. A wonderful loyalty program. Great auto ship if you want it, but it's not required. Gifts, great customer service. Yes, 90-day money back guarantee. You have 90 days to fall in love with our products with 0 risk and personal service, Jackie. Yes, that's our secret sauce. Anne says free shipping. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Yes to all of those things. All right. And now, friends, let's do the same for what are the best benefits of becoming an independent consultant? Let's have that in the chat. Freedom. Yeah. Yeah. And you can, when you're sharing that, Roma, let's get specific. What kind of freedom? What kind of freedom? A community that lifts you up to succeed. I love that, Anne. Yes. Best community ever. Personal growth. Yes, it encourages personal growth, Sue. So good. There is an amazing thing on Instagram. I'm going to post it on our page too for everybody speaking about that, the personal growth. Time, financial freedom, yes. Community, money, trips if you want to go for them, personal development, and friendships. The ability to work anywhere, flexibility, and save on my products. Yes, Cindy, that's so good. Tax write-off. Like, how amazing to say, I'm going to buy shampoo for the rest of my life. Now I can buy them from myself instead of buying them from CVS or Bloomingdale's. Like, the practicality of that. Don't kind of shy away from that, because that's very powerful for people. So you've got those 2 benefits, preferred client or independent consultant. So my point as I was preparing this is that everybody here on this call, you already know how to share this. You don't need a script. You just need the confidence in what you believe, and you need to do it. You need to do it because every scenario is slightly different. Our role is never to pressure. It's to present possibilities. Some people will want the products. Some people will want the purpose. Some people won't want anything. Either way, we're here to serve. And think about this with your events and with a launch. What's the one feeling you want your guests to leave with? Let's have that in the chat too, because that's really nice. What's the one feeling you want your guests to leave with? Yeah. Yeah. Being heard and seen, a part of something special. Welcomed. Yes, Maggie. Want them to feel heard. Yes, Cindy. A love of a new product. Yes. You said we can talk about the opportunity in 3 sentences. What would those sentences be? Yes, okay, and astonishing. We'll come back to that. Empowered, yes. Not pressured, yes. Knowledge for a better life. Hopeful, yes. Excited, feel seen, yes. Yes, yes, yes to all those things. Okay, let's help Diane, everybody. This is the Mind Hive. This is the mastermind. What are 3 sentences of the opportunity, you would say? Let's have those in the chat. You know the answers to these things. Arbonne insomnia. Yes. What are 3 things about the opportunity? For me, they might be level playing field. I love that this is accessible to anybody over 18. I love that it's a scalable business. You can leverage your time. It's a business where you don't trade time for income. And I love the compound growth of building a network of consumers. Yes, Sue, all the training is included. Yes, extraordinary. Make money, can promote myself and save time. Yes, yes, Cindy. Accessible to anybody. Thank you, Polly. Low entry point. Yes, low entry point. Oh my gosh. Business ownership with everything included. Zero risk of traditional business ownership. You own your own store to shop from, time freedom, making wonderful friends who don't compete against each other. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Hopefully that helps, Diane. Take 3 things that mean something to you. This isn't about being right or wrong. It's about finding things that light you up, because when it lights you up, it will light other people up. But it's got to be something that lights you up. We don't have to share all the things about all the benefits. Just pick 3. Pick 3 that make you feel excited. Okay, so post-event, and I love those things, you guys. Please take pictures of that chat of how you want your guests to feel when they leave. Post-event, we reach out immediately or within 24 hours, a phone call or a voice memo. I loved having you at my event. I kept thinking how perfect it felt to have you there. Or somebody that showed a lot of interest. I kept thinking how perfect this could be for you. Can we chat? Consistent caring follow-up turns curiosity into commitment. And it's just like how Polly opened the call about the fortune is in the follow-up. She talks a lot about fortune is in the follow-up, about really reminding people. We have to remind them it's not their priority yet. So it's okay to, like, before the event, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's okay the day of the event. I look forward to seeing you in an hour. All of those texts can be programmed in advance. And this all can also apply to a virtual component. There was something that I was thinking about, something important in the book that I'm just forgetting about, and it had to do, I think, with that follow-up. It's on the tip of my tongue, but if I think of it, I'll go on our page and write it. I'll write it there. But this is the call to action, because I realize we're at our time here. So, friends, the call to action is this. Every single day in Arbonne is a new day. That's pretty much in life too. To launch yourself again. All you need is a reason to invite, a date, and a simple system. Every single one of you knows what to say. You really all do. And you all can do it. And you all have invited people in your life to something before. So don't hesitate to just go. And if you need your upline, your sponsor to be there, ask them and they will show up. And this will become second nature to you. When you focus on what that question, how do you want your guests to feel? Let that be the starting point for your whole event. And you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So, is anybody here interested in relaunching themselves?
Always. So, Steph, I was going to say one quick thing. I know we're over time, but I have to tell you guys this because it's so important, because when we were all talking about nobody came and, we all have that, right? And, nobody seemed like they were interested and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So years and years ago in my business, I had an open house drop-in kind of thing. And so I invited tons of people. Only one person said yes, for sure. And I was like, this hour to this hour, drop in, whatever. But, a lot of people didn't respond. So I had all the food, I had everything out, but I had that one person I knew was coming, and she was coming between a certain time. Well, nobody came. But I decided I was going to make it look like it had been the best party ever. So y'all, I ate the strawberries and left the tops on all kinds of different plates. I like messed them up. I made it look like it was the best party ever. She came and I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here." You know, I never lied. I just said, "I'm so glad you're here," and whatever. And then for the follow-up, I reached out to everybody and I said, "We had such a great time." I sent pictures of the empty plates. So I say that to tell you that it is all about the follow-up. And the one person that came to that recently, she did end up buying product over the years and then not or whatever. But I recently had 2 in-person events because of her. So it is, the fortune is absolutely 100% the follow-up. And do not worry if people don't come. Then that's your follow-up list. And you know what? Send them pictures of the empty plates of all the things that you ate, because I ate it all.
That's fantastic, Polly. It is a great story, isn't it, Sue? Yeah, that's very, very fun. And reveals your grit, Polly. Reveals your grit. Reveals your total grit. Kim, my beautiful Kim, please put your hand up. Let's hear from you. If your hand was up on purpose. Gotta have fun with it. Yes.
Well, my husband's yelling at the dog, and I don't have a voice. So, but I raised my hand to say I'm relaunching.
Excellent. Excellent, Kim. Love it.
As soon as I can talk again.
Yes, yes. And interestingly, as I'm looking at you, Allison, I'm thinking about this, the great call that Polly did, and I'll post that call in Shine Bright. And if anybody wants to see this about the importance, and there's a lot of genesis from where this conversation came from, but simple. You don't have to have all the products out. It's not like walking into CVS. Dermasalt's body care. Maybe you want to have a nutrition event, but Heidi Sau, who has been in Arbonne for decades, who has a massive team and international team, she does foot scrubs, and it's Dermasalt's Advanced and body care. That's it. So we have a whole kind of s'more about that, and her presentation is in the vault. It's phenomenal. Claire, I think, talked about it last week. I think she talked about it last week. It's great. So, or maybe that wasn't Claire, it was on your call, Polly. So thank you, friends. Next week, we're doing chapter 6 of this book. Claire is still going to be away next week. It's this book, The Multiply Method. It's a very handy book to have. It's not cheap, but it's like it's $25 or something, but I think it's worth it. All right, my beautiful friends, thank you so much. Thank you. Great to see you. Have a happy end of the month. By the way, does anybody know how much your commission is when you sell a Dermasalt's Advanced? Your commission, not your override, just your commission. Yes, Amanda, 44. Yeah, $44, friends. It's on sale right now. $44. How much is your phone bill? How much is your phone bill? My Spectrum bill is $188 for television. How many Dermasalt sets is that? Your Polly pays for her daughter too, $271. I'm gonna go sell some Dermasalt's Advanced because I love the product. It's not hard. It's amazing. It's not like selling, Band-Aids. My beautiful friends, thank you so much for showing up. Amanda, please drive safely. Everybody, good night. My cell bill is $365. Oh my gosh, Diane. All right. How many Dermasalt's Advance is that? What's 365 divided by 44? Let's have a little challenge here. 365 divided by 44. Whoops.
No, it would be, oh yeah, you're right. That's true.
Eight and a half sets. Yes. Oh, Amanda
yeah.
knows it. Yeah. She's so clever.
Yeah,
okay, 9. Yes.
You can do it, Diane.
Okay. Let's Roma, how? I'm not too sure what that is, but imagine, friends, if we sold 9, each of us sold 9. They have nothing to lose.
And you can you can send out texts. Like I've been working tonight doing texts that are scheduled to go tomorrow. if you're not doing like a project broadcast or something, because I wanted to send more to different people. And so schedule them, get it done tonight and have it scheduled for tomorrow. Because if it's too late where you are, but it's
Yes.
just something I'm doing tonight.
Yeah, wonderful. $38 and I'm in Canada. My cell is, oh gosh, Canada. Canada. Oh, all right. Love you all, friends. Mwah.
Bye,
Good
y'all.
night. Thank you. Thank you.